Australia is in the grip of a housing affordability crisis. The best brains in the business are trying to come up with feasible solutions to ensure that our children will be able to afford their own homes. My first guest is Blacklow. He tackled the issue head-on when he designed the first in a series of affordable homes. The first prototype is known as the Smarter Small Home. Brett, can you tell us what's so smart about this small home?
I think our solution is smart because it's not just a smaller house, it's a comprehensive solution. It is compact, it's stylish and livable, but it's very sustainable.
Now, I think we should explain to our viewers, this home was actually built in an empty factory. And why was that?
We wanted to tackle affordability with as few strings attached as possible, so we wanted a clean slate. This way we didn't have to deal with council regulations, we could have a solution and then we could work out how we can deliver that to the end user.
So just how affordable is this home?
The house that's on the screen at the moment is $140,000 including GST, and that also included the landscaping, the fencing, the car accommodation.
But of course if you added land to that, it's going to cost a little bit more.
In southeast Queensland we're delivering that house on the size block demonstrated there for under $300,000. It's
still pretty good value. Now we know size is part of the affordability solution, but as a designer, what are some of the ingredients that deliver affordability?
Material selection is imperative. We understand that affordability and sustainability nearly go hand in hand, so ideally we tried to eliminate the layering process and focus on materials that gave us multiple solutions.
Okay, so give me an example of what you mean here.
In this house, for example, the foundations are screw-in piers, so 4 hours and we're ready to start framing a floor as opposed to maybe 2 weeks with a concrete slab, and the roof structure is a composite panel, again another 4 hours, and we've replaced 2 weeks work of finished ceiling ready to roll.
Well, that makes a difference, yeah? You also use lightweight cladding as well. Now, why did you choose to use those instead of masonry, for example?
For us, lightweight cladding was a no-brainer. We knew that we wanted to have an elevated floor, so it was going to be a more economical solution. And the Hardy's products that we've chosen to use have low embodied energy, low carbon emissions, and allow us a lot of variation in the actual detail we can achieve on the elevations of our building.
Now, at the time, Brett, you actually did a cost comparison of the same house built with a slab, concrete tiles and brick veneer walls instead of the products you used. So fiscally, how did that compare?
The price came in at about $187,000 if you build this design using traditional methods. But this solution wouldn't actually be available if we used traditional methods. We wouldn't have been able to get the large expanses of glass. There would have been some really expensive steel beams to try and achieve that, a lot of suspended brickwork. These aren't economical or affordable solutions. So again, the lightweight solution won out hands down.
Another thing that was important in this house was reducing waste. So how did you do that?
This was really important. The average house built today sends about 10% of their deliveries back to the tip without even really being used. So we tried to adjust the size and geometry of our house to suit the size and shape of the materials that were available. And also when we had to cut materials, we tried to halve them or third them so that the remainder could be used successfully somewhere else in the building.
Okay, so that's some of the clever things you did while building the house. What about the running costs over the life of the house? What have you done in this home to reduce those running costs?
When we first decided to tackle affordability, we understood that point of sale wasn't the only issue here. We needed a house that had less maintenance and less running costs. So one of the ideas that we're really proud of is we linked a master switch in the power circuit that services the TV and computer, all of the appliances that generally burn standby power. That has a little indicator light associated to that switch. It's near the front door and at the bottom of the stairs. So if you're going to bed or going out for the day, flick the switch off and you're saving a few $100s a year.
There's certainly some great ideas in the house. Thanks, Brett, for that. I'm sure there'll be plenty of questions for you in the panel, all about the Smarter Small Home and also designing and building affordability.